afternoon and welcome to Silverbacks Park for this NISA matchup, Maryland Bobcats FC versus Georgia FC. At this time, we do ask to rise for the playing of our national anthem. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Silverbacks Park for this NISA matchup against Maryland Bobcats FC and Georgia FC. Larry Weaver bringing you all the coverage of today's matchup. We look at the table as it stands right now. Maryland Bobcats sitting very comfortably at the top of the table with 24 points. Georgia FC, they've slipped down the table a bit, down to fourth place with 10 points. Irvine Zeta FC at the top of the table over in the west. Los Angeles Force just clipping on their heels. Savannah Clovers and Michigan Stars sitting there in the middle. Michigan Stars getting closer to Maryland Bobcats. We look at the lineup for the Maryland Bobcats. You see that number 0, Jacob Boyle, back between the posts. Keep an eye on Darwin Espinal, number 10 for Maryland Bobcats. We look at the home team, Georgia FC. A lot of changes in the lineup. Nicholas Nelson between the sticks back there for them as well. Keep an eye on Ian Cerro and Giovanni Rios coming back into the midfield. And, of course, keep an eye on our main man, number 14, Patrick Okonkwo. We look at the Golden Boot race. Patrick Okonkwo and Darwin Espinal both in this match, both sitting on 6 goals. So we'll see who could possibly step away with sole leadership in the Golden Boot. Look at the Golden Glove over there. Irvine Zeta FC's Mitch North with 5 clean sheets, doing a fantastic job. Look at the recent matchups for these two teams, Maryland Bobcats and Georgia FC. They played on the 22nd, and Maryland Bobcats stepped away with a 2-1 victory up there at Maryland Soccerplex. They had a match earlier this week between Club de Leon and Maryland Bobcats. It was postponed, so we come back about a week later, do the same thing, except this time down here in the Southeast's soccer capital. That is Atlanta, Georgia, and it is Silverbacks Park. Thank you for joining us along the ride. We're going to get this kicked off for 90 minutes, and it's going to be Maryland Bobcats that are going to get us started. They are in their white tops and black shorts. They're going to be moving from right to left. Georgia FC in their traditional royal blue tops with white shorts, and they are moving from left to right. Let's kick it off and get this party started. Hope you enjoy yourselves. Maryland Bobcats getting ready to hit that Zara ball, the official soccer ball of NISA, here last weekend of June as we get prepared for the festivities next week, nation's birth, and the 4th of July underway here at Silverbacks Park. Maryland are going to work it out of the back. Good ball forward, trying to get it up to Thiam. He's just able to receive it, slides it back to Mason. Mason's going to hit it back to the defense. Forka's going to slide it over to his teammate. Over to Wivel. He's going to go back to Forka. And back here to Mason. Solid movement through the back for the Bobcats. Like I said, they have been at the top of the table for the majority of this NISA schedule. Over the top, able to get it, but not able to control it was number 7, Emo, and it's going to roll out. It'll be a goal kick. Just like that, from moving the ball around through the back very methodically to a ball over the top that got to the foot of Amo, but he just wasn't able to do anything with it, as the defense for Georgia FC was just able to usher that ball out for a goal kick. Again, thank you for joining us here on NISA Plus, your home for everything in NISA. Here's an opportunity, shot taken. That ball's over the bar, out. That one will be deflected. It will be a corner for the Bobcats. If you're looking for anything NISA-related, interviews, highlights, replays, live matches, it's all right here, NISA Plus. Be an in-swinger for Maryland. Into the box low, cleared away by Harrison. It'll go out. It'll be a throw. Mason will do the honors. Gives it right back to him. A little slow in that pass. That ball lifted forward, but easily controlled by Nelson. Nelson started this season in goal, and then for a few matches, Elijah Clark took the duties. That's a horrible back pass, and he's going to have to see that out. It'll be a corner. That was very dangerous. Nelson was not prepared for that back pass, and he has to lift it up and out on top of the roof of Willie's Bar and Grill over there. It's going to be another in-swinger corner for the Bobcats. This one's going with the wind. Cleared away. Fillion cleared that out, headed it away. It'll be another throw for the Bobcats. Attacking very, very intently here in these first 4 minutes of the match. An absolutely scorcher of a day as we begin this afternoon here in Atlanta, Georgia. It claims that it's 84 degrees, feels like 91 with a 69% humidity, and we can tell you as part of the ASMG crew, it feels like it's probably closer to 100. And also know that Silverbacks Park is an artificial turf, so it's going to probably be closer to 110, 115 on that turf before the end of the match. Cleared out. Herrera. Give and go with Fillion. He gives it back. Fillion into the box. Nobody there. Given over to Rios. Rios going over to John A. He's able to settle it. Trying to work around the man. Not able to do so. Hits the brakes. Elects to go back to Rios. Rios flicks it back to Zaragoza. He's going to go over to Harrison. Initially, we had Harrison down as number 4. He is currently wearing number 30. So for those of you watching at home, on that lineup that we had before the match, Harrison is actually wearing number 30. the Jamaican native. Ball sent forward. Herrera sees that ball bounce over him and gets over to Thiem. He's going to try to switch play to Amo. He's able to do so. Amo's controlled it. 2 men on him. He has to go back, but he receives it again. Back to center circle. Made it through center circle was Weevil. He sends it forward, but it's right into the path of Nelson, and he controls that pass for Georgia FC. Bowls it out to Zaragoza and Herrera. Very active these first 7 minutes here at Silverbacks Park. Lifted over the top, trying to get it to Fillion. Not going to be able to do so. Controlled there by Boyle. You can hear the communication going on down on the field by both teams. Good work. Patrick Okonkwo missed a couple matches recently. Allowed everybody to catch up to him. Darwin Espinal, most importantly here for Maryland. Cerro loses the ball. Here comes a chance for Maryland. Amo, give and go. Hits the brakes. Goes back, trying to do another little quick pass into the box. Not going to get it there. Nelson's able to control it. Again, we work out of the back from Georgia FC. Harrison, who's normally a midfielder, he's playing more of a center back kind of role today. A lot of movement going around in the Georgia FC lineup. John A. trying to slide that over to Okonkwo, not able to do so. Okonkwo sitting there flat-footed. Wasn't ready to receive that. Mason has it. He goes back to Posian. Boyle's going to send it long. But Georgia FC is going to be able to control it. Harrison. Over to Herrera. Gio comes back. Moves through center circle. Goes back to Herrera. I'm sorry, that was Zaragoza. That's Herrera. Zaragoza coming here to fill in on this near side. Zaragoza. Herrera's moved up through the midfield. Trying to give and go. Not going to be able to get it to Valencia. And that's going to go out. Be a throw for Maryland Bobcats. Here in the 10th minute, we are entering 0-0, Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats. Thank you for joining us here on NISA Plus. Not able to control it. It'll go out for a throw for Georgia FC. Quickly taken. Lifted long, switched to John A. He's able to control it, but he's got to go all the way back to Harrison. Harrison moving up through center circle. Zaragoza loses the ball, but great work there between Herrera and Rios to win possession back for Georgia FC. Herrera, that ball just kind of bounced. Didn't really get a good clip on it, and it just bounced, but right into the grasp of Boyle. Good turn there by Espinal. He sends it long, but too long, easily for Nelson to control. You can see the shadows of the clouds rolling through. Expecting some weather later on in the afternoon. Rios receives it. Taken, but right into the grasp of Boyle. That shot taken by Valencia. Was able to get it, I'm sorry, that was Rodriguez that took that shot. He was able to get it on frame, required Boyle to make the save. Zaragoza and Herrera once again moving up this near side. Fillion receives it right on the edge. Slow pass from Fillion, but still able to control it is Georgia FC. Harrison sending it up to John A. He's able to work around a couple men, but not able to control it enough. But Rios is there to receive it on the clearance, and he sends it over to the edge. Sent into the box was Fillion, headed away. Georgia FC able to put the pressure on Bobcats. And that's going to be a throw deep in their third. Cerro with the deflection that saw that ball out. Mason. Expect to see a hydration break probably within the next 10 minutes. Probably at the end of that 10 minutes, somewhere around the 21st to 23rd mark. Boyle gives it right back to his teammate, Okonkwo, putting a little bit of pressure on the center back, making him go over to Forca. Cut off by Herrera, but Rodriguez is going to commit a foul. Let's see if our center official is going to hand out some extra plastic for that foul. It doesn't look like it. You look at the foul committed by Rodriguez here as that ball's flicked forward. He just kind of steps in on the Maryland Bobcats player. This gives us an opportunity to talk about the keys to the match. For Georgia FC, they need to get back to their roots, get back to the way that they started playing earlier in the season. They need to utilize these conditions because let me tell you, being up here at the top, you know, it's an open press box and we feel it up here. It's got to be 20 degrees more for them. And at the final end, they need to get the ball to Patrick Okonkwo. He needs to score some goals for this Georgia FC team. Like I said, last match for Georgia FC last week on the 22nd was a 2-1 loss on the road. Before that, we had the home match on June 15th. They fell to Savannah Clovers 3-1. And before that, they were on the road on the 7th to Club de Leon, and they lost that one as well 2-1. So Georgia FC is not doing very well in the win column in the last month. Coach Garcia really earning his keep these last few weeks. A lot of changes happening in the roster. Looks like the Bobcats man's going to be okay. We got a little bit of a wind, maybe 7 miles an hour it says on the stats. Just enough to make you forget how hot it is. Back underway. Bit of a mini hydration break there for that injury. Thiem, he's going to give it over to Espinal. He takes the shot over the bar. It'll be a goal kick. First real solid opportunity there for the Bobcats. Take a look at that. You can see as we got back underway, quickly transition over from Espinal. Give and go back to him, and as he takes the rip, he's not off by much. Maybe about 1.5 yards. Back to live coverage. Here's an opportunity. Espinal again. Deflected there by the defender, Zaragoza. Great work by the defender. Into the box. Shot taken. That one bounces off of the protective structure behind the goal, out for a goal kick. Rolling through the 18th minute here at Silverbacks Park. Still sitting 0-0 between Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats FC. Part of the 2024 season for NISA Soccer right here on NISA Plus. Georgia FC moving that Zara ball through the midfield. Zara is the official sponsor of NISA Soccer and the official NISA Soccer ball. Sarah, he's going to lift it long. Forca is cut off by Herrera, but he's not able to control it. Maryland Bobcats working out of a tough little situation. They're able to do so for a moment. Now, Georgia FC looking to pounce. John A., he's able to control it, sends it forward. Rios with a tiny little bit of a touch on it, but Boyle's able to fall on it. Tight defense spaces there from Maryland Bobcats, and they're able to defend. Mason, not the greatest of touches, but he's still able to get there before Fillion was. Alameda sends it over. Good decision there to hold up because Okonkwo was ready to pounce on that pass. Mason giving it back to Forca. Weevil sends it over to Alameda. And given back to him. Alameda and Forca. Mason. Weevil receives it. And that ball bounces forward through the midfield. Makes it all the way over to the far side, but Georgia FC clear it. Alameda runs it down. Alameda lifts it forward. Foul going to be committed. Obstruction there by the Georgia FC man, Harrison. Bobcats get back underway. Alameda working the far line. Cut off by Okonkwo. Receives the foul right at about half line. Harrison will get us back underway. Harrison loses it. Bobcats go back to Forka. Harrison steps up, cuts that pass off. Georgia FC, Cerro. The Wirely veteran gets it over to John A. He's trying to thread the needle to Okonkwo, not able to do so, but he receives it again. Cerro going back all the way to Harrison. Zaragoza, as the defense for Georgia FC is all the way forward. Past the halfway line on the attack. John A. able to continue to control it. Cerro tried to get it to Fillion, not able to do so. And that one's just going to be ushered out. It will be a goal kick for the Bobcats. One thing I noticed just being up here observing and covering all the Georgia FC matches for NISA Soccer is that I noticed Patrick Okonkwo doesn't have on his traditional bright orange boots today. He's got more of a pair of standard black boots. Interested to see if maybe he is looking for something to get a spark back into his scoring, as he's been off for the last couple matches. We know how superstitious players can be when it comes to the beautiful game. Alameda. He's going to work it over to the far side, lifted forward, but that one's lifted all the way back to Nelson, as there was nobody for the Bobcats in the final third of Georgia FC. Controlled by Zaragoza. Harrison was able to get it to Cerro. Cerro gave it to John A. John A. trying to move forward. Missed on that pass. Bobcats have it. Moving forward, but they lose it right at center line. Rodriguez, Fillion. Fillion takes a shot, and that one off the mark, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Fans can cheer on their favorite NISA club all season long by visiting Passage, the official ticketing partner of NISA. Find tickets for NISA matches at tickets.nisasoccer.com. Hope everyone is prepared for the festivities of next week, being the 4th of July and the nation's celebration. Switched over here to Herrera. He controls it, gives it back to Rios. Rios able to give it back to Herrera. Herrera looking for a path. Likes to go back to Rios. He goes over to Harrison. Zaragoza. Harrison surveying the field. Goes over to John A. Okonkwo. Rios. Herrera. Good touch by Herrera. Into the box and beyond. Off of the post. Hydration break here in the 27th minute as we stand 0-0, Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats FC. This being regular season of NISA soccer. Now, when we talk about next week is the official kickoff of the 2024 Independent Cup. First round is next weekend. You'll see Savannah Clovers taking on the UPSL Juggernauts Kalanji Pro Profile. This Maryland Bobcats will take on Alloy SC. Georgia FC will take on UMAFC from UPSL. Club de Leon, they'll take on AS Frenzy. Arizona Monsoon, SC Union Maricopa. Los Angeles Force and Laguna FC. Capo FC, Albion Silicon Valley. Dakota Fusion taking on Valora FC. Michigan Stars, Inter Detroit, and Irvine Zeta FC will be taking on Bay Area United FC. A lot of those names we know from coverage throughout the lower leagues here in the U.S. That's Savannah Clovers, Kalanji Pro Profile, and Georgia FC taking on UMAFC up at Dalton Stadium next weekend. Those are going to be two very difficult matches, as both of those UPSL Georgia teams are quite good, as well as Club de Leon taking on AS Frenzy. They are not someone to overlook. So a lot of matches there in the 2024 Independent Cup. When we get back to regular season play, the next time we will see our Georgia FC, it'll be on July 20th when they welcome Michigan Stars FC back here to Silverbacks Park. Same bat time, same bat channel, 12 p.m. kickoff. It'll be a goal kick as we get back underway here right about the 30th minute. Both teams will be nice and say 2 shots on goal for each team. Most of the shots have been well off the mark for both squads. Boyle gets us back underway. Nice long ball out of the back through center circle. It finds its way over there to the far line, but cleared away by Georgia FC. Okonkwo trying to turn, not going to get the foul. Cleared. Okonkwo still on the ground. He's finally up and moving. Don't need to see our main striker, Okonkwo, going down injured. Mason. Good step there by Zaragoza initially. And it's going to be called out. The AR is closer to the sideline than I am. However, from here, it looked like it was still in play. That's why they get paid the big bucks. Back underway, Bobcats. Wivel sends it over to Alameda. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Ward. Haven't really called Ward's name today. Georgia FC quickly get back underway. Harrison giving it to Rios, who gives it right back. Lifts it forward, trying to get it to Philly, and he's able to control it. Rodriguez. It's going to go back to Philly, and it looks like indeed it is. He's going to go over to Rios. Rios trying to give it back to Rodriguez, but Rodriguez was completely lost in what he was doing. Allows Espinal to give the throw in for Bobcats. Kind of what I alluded to when I was saying the keys of the match, where Georgia FC just needs to get back to their roots, get back to what soccer is all about. Positional, movement, possession, communication, all those things that you did, all those hours and hours on the pitch through youth academies, lower league, now into the professional ranks. Boyle receives it. Forca clears it out. Espinal laid it off. Diem. Switch over to Ammo. Little flick back to Ammo. Stumbles. That ball goes out. It'll be a throw for Georgia FC. Very competitive match here in 34 minutes here at Silverbacks Park. Can't really say that either side has an advantage. Taken down off the ball is John A. It'll be in control by Georgia FC. Harrison giving it over to Zaragoza, who gives it to Rios. Rios over here to Herrera. Herrera looking for some sort of a passing lane. Has to go back to Zaragoza. Rios. Good little outside flick to Fillion. Lifts it into the box, bounced off of Forca, but right back to Herrera. He's not able to control it. He has to go back to Rios. Lifted across the box to John A. He tries to one-time it, and he gets that one absolutely wrong, and it goes out for a goal kick. Okonkwo was right there, but I'm wondering if Okonkwo might have been just a touch offside. I would have liked to have seen John A. control that ball before he tried to take a shot, as he was in a decent position. There's a good fight there between Espinal and Herrera. Espinal coming out the victor. As he looks for a path, goes back to the captain, over to Wivel. He goes over to the far side and back to Wivel. Forca now. Back to Espinal. Espinal and Herrera. And Herrera upset about the call, but there's nothing more you can do with that type of bodying and control. Espinal had the position. This is going to be about, I want to say about 30, 32 yards out. Right about in line with the edge of the box. Looks like Espinal's going to be the one to get us underway. Plenty of space to get it up and down. Punched away by Nelson. Forka had made the run in. Here's a shot. Deflected there and cleared away by Georgia FC. Posian gets us back underway. Wivel. Mason. Back to Wivel. Over to Alameda. Ammo. Forka now. Going long to Espian. Good touch. Gio controlled it. Herrera goes back to Nelson. Harrison. Goes long up to John A. Cerro goes over to Rios. Rios goes long to Herrera, who's able to control it. Going through the midfield, slides it over to Cerro, who gives it to Valencia, But Valencia cannot control it, and that ball gets seen out for a goal kick. Valencia had an opportunity, and he just pushed it too far in front of him and allowed the Bobcats defender to control possession and then just body him off of the ball and see it out for a goal kick. Here in the 38th minute, you are watching Nisa Soccer right here on the home of all things Nisa. That's Nisa Plus. Mason calling for the ball, but cut off by Rodriguez. Posian, though, he controls it for the Bobcats. Sends it forward. Wivel's going to go over to Forka. Slides it over to Mason. One times it to Espinal. Espinal's got to go back to Forka, though, because he has no path forward. Wivel. Through center circle. Back to Alameda. Up to Ammo. Good turn. Good push up forward. Pushed away by, deflected off of the Bobcats man and out for a throw, quickly taken by Georgia FC. Taken down there, foul. Both men battling for that ball and go down. And that's a Conquo and Alameda who are down. Gives an opportunity for some of the players to get another unscheduled hydration break, as it is a scorcher here. And it's only begun, folks. This is the end of June. Midway through August, expect the numbers to be 20 to 25 degrees, even higher here in the South. Feels like 93, it says right now. Feels like 103 to me. And again, Whatever the relative humidity, think about that artificial turf. The last match we had here at Silverbacks Park, a match that was back on the 15th, where Savannah stepped away with a 3-1 win. The Savannah Clovers forward said after the match that the field was so hot that it was blistering his feet. And that, friends, was about 15 degrees cooler than it is today. Through center circle and absolutely bowled over by Okonkwo, and Okonkwo is going to receive some plastic for that challenge. So the first yellow of the day comes in the 42nd minute, and that is going to go to Patrick Okonkwo. That was more frustration for the last few fouls, I believe, to be honest with you. Back underway, Alameda. Cut off by Georgia FC. Just kind of ping pong back and forth for both teams for a moment. Georgia FC finally able to control it. Harrison sends it long to John A. He's able to head it forward to himself, but he only controlled it for a moment. Cleared away by Maryland Bobcats. Georgia FC retained possession at center circle. Harrison and Zaragoza, they move it forward to Rios. And they cycle it back through each other again. Cerro over to John A. Be interested to see what these coaches do at halftime and in the second 45, as both of it's really a stalemate so far. Good cutoff there by Zaragoza. Herrera, Rodriguez, Rios. Really good positive play here by Georgia FC. Going back to Harrison. Zaragoza elects to keep it on that back line between him and Harrison. Valencia. He's going to try to thread the needle to Okonkwo. He's able to do so. Rios has nowhere to go. He has to go back to Zaragoza. We do it all over again. Harrison. Nice little layoff there for Fillion. Over to John A. Into the box. Rodriguez. Deflected. Saved by Bobcats. That was really the best chance. Harrison frustrated with that. Mad at himself. That was really a great opportunity for Georgia FC. Just was not able to capitalize on it. Apologies there with the feed. No chances so far. Four minutes of stoppage time is the fourth official's call. 4 minutes. Fillion into the box. Holds up. Goes over to Rodriguez, who gives it back to him. Now over to Gio. Rios lifts it into the box. Cleared away, but Rodriguez is there. And Forca blasts it out into the stands. It'll be a throw for Georgia FC. Rios picks up that Zara ball, gets us back underway. Over to Cerro. John A. Nice little back heel back to Cerro. Cerro lifts it in. Alameda's there. Headed back towards the goal, though. Fillion. Straight up in the air by Alameda. Herrera controls it, but Espinal cuts off the ball as it hits the ground. Posian. Wivel and Posian. Cut off by Georgia FC. Rios. He's pushing forward. John A. Just on the edge of the box, sliding it through, but right into Boyle's possession. Couldn't get it to Okonkwo. He was on the top of the box. High pressure by Georgia FC right now. Able to get out of harm's way. Wivel. Ammo. He's moving forward. Hits the brakes for a moment. Wivel again. Over here to Mason. Espinal tried a little slide in there, not going to win it past Zaragoza. Now Fillion has plenty of space here on the near line. Nobody forward with him. He's got to wait up for reinforcements. Cerro now goes over to John A. John A on the edge, gives it over. Shot taken. Saved by Boyle. Good shot by Valencia. Making the best of that opportunity as we are about a minute or so away from halftime. Still 0-0 here between Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats FC. Through center circle, controlled by Rios. He lifts it forward. Forza had to get that right because Okonkwo was ready to pounce. Darwin going back to Forca, excuse me. Valencia. Cerro tried to make the turn. John A. Valencia and Cerro. Cerro got to go all the way back to Harrison because there's just no path forward. Bobcats doing a great job closing space. Herrera. Over to Okonkwo. He tries to one-time it. Not going to be able to do it. And that is halftime, folks. As we step away at halftime, we sit 0-0 between Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats FC. We will step away for give or take about 15 minutes, and we'll be back to bring you the second half here at Silverbacks Park. It's Georgia FC 0, Maryland Bobcats FC 0. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Silverbacks Park for this Georgia FC match between Maryland Bobcats, part of NISA's 2024 season. Larry Weaver here bringing you all the coverage. 0-0 between Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats for the first 45. No real much to report in regards to that first little time there. We're back underway here. Georgia FC get us started. They're moving from right to left. Maryland Bobcats, they're in their all white, white and red sleeves, moving from left to right. Cleared out by Maryland Bobcats. Like I said, as we were talking earlier in the match, Maryland Bobcats sitting at the top of the table in the East. Currently, Georgia FC find their way all the way down to the bottom of the table. This draw would help them leapfrog over Club de Leon into fourth place. A win would definitely do that for them and put them just 1 point behind Savannah Clovers. John A. trying to find a path forward, slides over to the middle of the pitch, but is moved off the ball by Bobcats. One back, at least for a moment. Passian, he's going to go back to Forca. Ward is going to go back to Alameda. Gabara got in the mix there for just a second. Receives the ball this time. He gets knocked off the ball by Valencia. Valencia to the top of the box. Shot taken, saved by Boyle. Spilled for just a second, but he was able to retrieve that spillage. That's a first really good chance of the match by Valencia here in the 48th minute. We had a couple shots on goal in the first half for both sides. All were very simple saves for both keepers. Here's an opportunity, shot taken, and that one lifted high and over the bar by the captain, Posian. He thought about it. He was in a really, really good position. Unfortunately, did not get his body angle right on it, and it's knocked out. Will be a goal kick for Georgia FC. Nelson over the Zara ball, the official soccer ball of NISA. Harrison moving out of the back line, gives it to Rios, who gives it right over to Zaragoza. He moves forward, gets past midline, sends it forward, deflected off. Bobcats have control. Rodriguez gets a little bit of a deflection control of it. Cerro is finally able to control it for Georgia. John A. going through the gears, trying to give it to Valencia, but he just too strong with that pass. And know that home team Georgia FC, their next match will be next weekend as part of the first round of the Independent Cup as they move up to our second home, Dalton Stadium, and they take on UMAFC, part of UPSL Georgia, from the LaGrange, Georgia area. Looks like Bobcats have a man down for a moment. It looks like he's going to be okay, as that's Teal. It looks like they're gearing up a substitution for him. Espinal over there talking to the coach. It'll be a drop ball for Georgia FC here in the 51st minute. The two coaches coming together, having a conversation. And indeed, it does look like it's going to be the end of the day for number 99, Teal. He will be replaced by number 21. Number 21 is Alhagi Let, who is an amateur player. Back underway here at Silverbacks Park. Georgia FC not able to control that ball. Will be a throw for the Bobcats, who take it quickly. Fighting for the ball there between Cerro. I can't see who that was over there on there as well for, I think it was Weevil for the Bobcats. It'll be a throw, or it's going to be a drop ball foul. Or is it going to be a throw? It is going to be a throw. We got it all figured out here, folks. It was not Weevil, because Weevil received the ball. I digress. We move on here in the 52nd minute. John A. receives it from Valencia. Flicks it over to Conquo. Shot taken. And that one trickles into the arms of Boyle from Cerro. Moving through the midfield. That's a nasty, nasty challenge from the Bobcats man on Zaragoza. Very similar to the challenge earlier from Georgia FC. I'd see if a card is going to be issued. Take a look. This ball forward. And he gets it just a little too far in front of him and just clatters down. Zaragoza was Weevil. I did not see any cards issued. Back underway. Georgia FC working through that back line forward. Moving through the gears. Made it to the top of the box. Slide over to Rodriguez. He's not able to control it. Over to John A. John A. goes back to Rios. Rios having to run that ball down. Ooh, nice little back click there by Rios to Valencia. Good one time from Rodriguez to John A. John A. Dummy for Rodriguez, trying to let that ball get over to Herrera. And here's a great little attack by Georgia FC. Bobcats having to clear that. They got it right from Alameda. Coming over here to Forca, or Ammo, excuse me. Passian and Ammo. They trade passes. Ward. Ammo. Gabara. All the way back to Alameda. And now to Forca. Good attack from the Bobcats. Espinal just gets pushed off of the ball. Now Georgia FC on the attack. Headed away by Alameda. Rios. Cerro. Makes it all the way back here to Zaragoza. Valencia. Lifted into the box for Okonkwo. Great header right into the path of Boyle. He was in the right place at the right time. You know, this Maryland Bobcats team, they had to travel 650 miles down here to Silverbacks Park for this matchup. And I'm sure what they did on this trip is they went and utilized Hotel Planner for this visit. Hotel Planner is the NISA's official hotel reservation partner. Fans get discounted hotel rates to attend NISA matches, tournaments, or personal travel. Visit nisa.hotelplanner.com to book your next trip today. Georgia FC. Good little move there by Okonkwo, and he earns the foul, and I believe that's going to have to be a plastic issued for the Bobcats, man, and indeed it is going to be so. And I believe it was Ward who received that. Take a look again on the replay. Okonkwo trying to do a little move around Forca. And it might be Forca who received that. We'll get an official notice here in just a moment. It's going to be Cerro over the ball. Looking right about 30 yards out. Plenty of space for him to get it up and down if possible. He gets it up. Does not get it down. Out for a goal kick. $59. We are getting ready to see pass at Silverbacks Park. Still 0-0 between Georgia FC and Maryland Bobcats FC. First place taking on last place here in the NISA East. John A. receives it. It is going to be Forka who received that yellow card. One card issued per team so far in these first 60 minutes. Okonkwo received his in the 42nd minute. That'll go out, will be a goal kick for the Bobcats. 2/3 of the way done here at Silverbacks Park. Does someone have a game winner in them? We'll find out in the next 30 minutes. Here's an opportunity for the Bobcats, not able to control that. Allows Georgia FC to control it and clear it away. Another attack coming from the Bobcats. Espinal takes a shot, deflected. Just enough of a touch to get it out of the box. Weevil going over to Passien. Espinal. And that one just almost finds its way through. It goes out for a goal kick, but that's a great shot by Espinal. The league tying golden boot man almost stepped into the lead over Patrick Okonkwo. You see this ball getting right to the edge of the box. He takes the shot with his right, and it just almost finds its way through. That ball goes out, will be a throw. As you're watching live here on NISA Plus, your home for all things NISA. For the latest content, including highlights, interviews, and live matches. It's all here, all the action in one place, only on NISA Plus. Harrison, Fillion headed it into center circle, and Okonkwo now. He takes a long shot, and that one is way off the mark. Out for a goal kick. So far, we're just more of the same as we saw in the first 45, as we've seen in these 17 or so minutes of the second half. Good chess match between these two clubs. Alameda sliding it over to his teammate Forka. Able to get it to Espinal. A step by Zaragoza. He was wanting a foul from Passien, not going to get it because they have possession. Harrison. You see Nelson applauding that pass from Fillion back to Harrison. Like we talked about at the beginning of the match. For Georgia FC, it was just about getting back to basics today. Good movement, good control. Last few weeks have not gone their way. Several losses in a row. Utilizing this weather condition for this traveling side of Bobcats. Moving through the gears, give it to Passing. He tries to give it back to Espinal. He doesn't receive it. Fillion cuts off the pass. He sends it long out, trying to get it just out of the area. Two balls onto the field. Got to fix that. Currently feels like 95 degrees. So that means it's probably closer to 110 on that pitch with that artificial turf. Just enough of a breeze to make you forget about it. Fill in. Stops, surveys the field, gives it to Valencia. He elects to go back to Harrison. Cerro now. Zaragoza over to his counterpart, Harrison. Nice ball forward. Good little touch. Not able to control it. Trying to get that ball up to Okonkwo was Rodriguez. Bobcats getting out of a jam. Trying to transition. Newly entered Let. He goes back to Weevil, and he goes all the way back to Alameda. Forca and Alameda trade passes. Expect to see a hydration break within the next 5 or so minutes, I would assume. That ball gets knocked out. It'll be a throw for the Bobcats. Several players are up warming up for both sides. Expect to see maybe some changes by both coaches. As you can see, some of those players from Maryland coming to the bench, taking off their pennies and getting ready to get into this match. Cabarra gives it over to Weevil, who gives it off. Good ball forward. Harrison cuts it off. Bobcats maintain possession. Alameda. Good ball forward to Ward. Over there to Let. On the near side here. Deflected in right at the edge of the box. Weevil, he's going to take a shot, and it's in the back of the net. Absolutely flat-footed was Nelson in the box, and that is the opening goal for Maryland Bobcats coming from number 22, Weevil. Take a look at the replay here. Good movement for Maryland Bobcats. Let slides it across. It's deflected. Passian gives it to Weevil. He takes the shot, and just absolutely flat-footed was Nelson. Allows Maryland to go on top. It's 1-0 Maryland Bobcats FC. And that's one of the problems for Georgia FC is as matches get later and later, as we're going to do a hydration break here in the 69th minute. It's right about that time. It's going to be a substitution for Maryland Bobcats. Number 7, Amo's day is done. He is going to, and also number 22, Weevil's day is done, the goal scorer, who just scored in the 69th minute. His day is done. Fantastic goal. And like I said earlier in the match, next week begins the 2024 Independent Cup first round. You see there all the matches that are going to happen over the course of next weekend and through the following week. Georgia FC goes up to Dalton Stadium to take on UMA FC at 7 o'clock Saturday the 6th. Also, Savannah Clovers, they're going to welcome UPSL juggernauts Kalanji Pro Profile. A team that is going to be playing tomorrow in the UPSL Georgia playoff finals. They're going to be taking on Atlanta United Academy. We'll see what Coach Joao can do to get his Georgia FC squad back in the match as they just fall 1 goal down with that beautiful shot by Weevil. Absolutely flat-footed was Nelson. You saw attempt of a deflection by Rodriguez. Was not able to get a touch on the ball. Patrick Okonkwo, who's about ready to get us back underway, is happy to know that it wasn't Espinal that scored the goal, which meant that he stepped in front of him in the Golden Boot race. And indeed, Coach Garcia has a man up and ready to go. Thrown in by the Bobcats. The Georgia FC win possession. It's been a fairly equal match over the course of the first 68 minutes. Harrison sending it long. John A. is not going to be able to get there, and it's going to roll out. It'll be a throw. And it's going to be the end of the day for Fillion, number 9. He's going to be replaced by number 19. Angel Ramirez is the substitution. John A. has it, gives it back to Valencia. Trying to get that ball to Okonkwo. That wasn't a good enough pass as it had too many Bobcat men to get through. But they're going to clear it out. Will be a throw. Quickly underway is Georgia FC. Zaragoza working that far line. Trying to give and go was Cerro, and not able to get it to his teammate, Herrera. Back underway here in the 74th minute. Another throw for the Bobcats. Bobcats do it again. Trying a little bit of a back heel, deflected off of newly entered Angel Ramirez. It'll be another throw for the Bobcats. Alameda receives it. Ward not able to control that. Newly entered number 16 for the Bobcats. Back to the keeper, Boyle. Trying to work his way through as Ward. Valencia holding him off. Knocks it out. Will be a throw for the Bobcats. Another substitution coming on for the Bobcats. Number 30, Gabara, and number 98, Mason. Both of their days are done. So one of the newly entered players from a few minutes ago was number 16, Dominic Kasahasi. I hope I'm saying that right. That's my best attempt. Get an idea on some of these changes that were made. Good battle there between Okonkwo and Kosahasi. And it's going to go out. Will be a throw for the Bobcats. Ward in. Cleared away. One of those newly entered men, number 31, Julian Hodek. Deflecting back and forth. It'll be a goal kick because it went through the back line. Good work by the defense of Georgia FC. One of the other newly entered players for the Bobcats, number 13, Sean Sharma. .78 minutes have passed. Maryland Bobcats lead Georgia FC 1-0 here at Silverbacks Park. Harrison trying to get it forward and just deflected. He'll get a chance to do it again. Great communication there on the back line from Alameda for Bobcats. But that one's going to go right into possession of Boyle. Ward. Plenty of time to make that pass to Forca. A little bit of pressure from Cerro, but he's able to easily get it back to Ward, who sends it long to Lett. Harrison trying to stand him up. Good pass there, attempt by Hodek. Cleared out by Rodriguez. Trying to get the ball to Okonkwo, just not able to do it. So many men for Bobcats in that center circle. Actually pulled the shoe off, the boot off of Okonkwo. He's able to get that back under control. That pass cut off by Cerro, but it will go out. It'll be a throw. Conversation on the sideline. See if we can see what's going on. A yellow card being issued to Coach Garcia. Coach Garcia trying to verify why he was being yellow carded from the fourth official. Asking for some clarification as to why. So Coach Garcia receives a card here in the 81st minute. A little bit of frustration there from the Georgia FC bench, and you can understand that as he continues to have a conversation with that fourth official. Here's an opportunity for Georgia FC. It's for the Bobcats, and it's in the back of the net. Another perfect goal for the league leaders, Maryland Bobcats. Number 18, Wilfred Tanay, in the back of the net. It is now 2-0 Maryland Bobcats, and it is not going Georgia FC's way at all at home, folks. Take a look at this ball. Another great ball gets through Valencia, steps around it, not marked out by Harrison, and he just slots it through. And it is 2-0 for the away side. Just from bad to worse for this Georgia FC crew. They continue to struggle as the match goes on. That's a nasty little challenge there by the goal scorer. Cleared away will be a throw for Georgia FC. Quickly taken by John A. He tries to, again, slide it over to the center of the pitch. Was trying to give it to Cerro, not able to get it to him. Gio fouled. Hodek cleared that ball off, but no foul or no card issued for that delay. We have a substitution geared up for Georgia FC. Loses possession to Rodriguez. Rios is going to switch play over to Herrera. Cerro now. Nice ball forward, able to get through one man. Little bit of a touch by Okonkwo, but it goes right into the arms of Boyle. He was able to get through one man, but not able to get through the second. He got a tiny little bit of a flick on it, but it went right into the arms of Boyle. Straight up into the air by Valencia. But he loses it to Let. Let gives it over to Espinal. Great touch. Over to Let again, but cleared away this time by Valencia. And it's going to be a substitution. It looks like it's going to be Zaragoza's end of day. And he is going to be replaced by number 28. And that, or I'm sorry, 25, not 28, 25, Rock Hill is who came in. It's going to be a corner for the Bobcats, cleared away. Passian tried to put it back in. Or Posian, excuse me. Espinal. Good deflection by Harrison. Assisted with Rios to clear that ball away. Ward. Being closed down by two men and able to get the ball past. A little bit of a knock on the head of Cerro as Ward was making his way around him. Harrison up to John A. And that ball just sent too far in front of him. Rock Hill. Indeed, Rock Hill, he's on the sheet as 25. He enters with 28 jersey. So that's where the confusion came from. So 28 is Rock Hill. "87 minutes we are entering. Maryland Bobcats with a commanding 2-0 lead over Georgia FC right now. Georgia FC needed to get out of this match with at least a point, and that was a dangerous little shot there by number 16. Kasahasi, because Okonkwo was trying to head the ball and was able to hold up so he didn't get the boot to the head. 87 minutes have gone. Ward is going to receive a yellow card. I'm not quite sure why. But nonetheless, it must have been just some words spouted there. So Ward is going to receive a card in the 88th minute. Cerro, well, yeah, he may have kicked the ball away. Maybe that's what it was. Cerro is going to get us back underway. This ball is just going to get sent to the box. The wind is blowing from far side to near side, so this ball will hang in the air. We've got about 6 to 7 mile an hour wind. So we'll see, and we'll see how much stoppage time we get. I expect to get at least 4 minutes of stoppage. Here's the coming from Cerro, and it goes all the way through the box as John A. is down on the deck. And it will be a goal kick for Maryland Bobcats. At this rate, they will step out of Silverbacks Park comfortably in the lead. This will give them 27 points, 5 over second place Michigan Stars. Back underway from Boyle. Into center circle, straight up into the air. Now here's an opportunity for the Bobcats. Get around Nelson and easily slid into the back of the net for the third goal. And that has to be the nail coffin for Georgia FC. Just absolutely caught off guard by that ball sent out. Look at this ball. Beautiful ball out from Boyle. It bounces through center circle. Completely flat-footed is the defense, gets through, and just calm as you would like it, back of the net. And it is 3-0 to the league leaders, Maryland Bobcats. And you can see why they are, in fact, at the top of the table. Wilfred Tanay, number 18, with another goal. That's a brace as he just entered the match. Coach Garcia is going to make a substitution. I think at this point he's just going to bring a couple players on. 3 minutes of stoppage time is what we're going to receive. And I think Garcia is just going to clear the bench, give these guys a couple minutes of playing time, as it is just not going his way. This inaugural season of Georgia FC has had a lot of downs instead of ups. We've had some great victories, but unfortunately too many defeats, and definitely too many defeats at home. A lot of growing pains to do for this Georgia FC squad. Dancing into the box. Angel Ramirez gives it off to Valencia, who gives it right back to Angel Ramirez. Shot trying to lift it to the back post for someone to go for it, but Boyle's there to cut that off. Okonkwo wasn't ready for it. John A. tried. Looks like Rodriguez is going to be replaced. Herrera now. At this point, I don't even know if those substitutions are even going to get into the match, because we are already in the 92nd minute with only 3 minutes of stoppage. This is not a NISA match of the week, so I will get the privilege of choosing the man of the match. And he may not have only been on the field for just a few minutes, but that's got to go to number 18, Wilfred Tanay, with his brace. That is going to be the man of the match. Smokowitz is going to come on for Rodriguez with this very, very short amount of time left, as well as Stallworth is going to come on for Herrera. And they're only going to get seconds, maybe a minute of time before this match is going to be done. Trying to do something on that far side. It'll go out. It'll be a throw for the Bobcats. Quickly taken. Sent forward to Espinal. The only negative for the Bobcats so far is not getting Espinal a goal. Nelson received that one. He needs to go quickly, as the center official has the whistle in hand, ready to call this match. Rockhill trying to get it forward, cut off by Forca. And that is going to do it here at Silverbacks Park. Maryland Bobcats travel the 650 miles down here to Georgia, and they are going to walk away with yet again another victory. Georgia FC fall yet again at home. The positive thing is they will get to take some time off of regular season and focus on the Independent Cup. Like I said, next week starts the Independent Cup. You see right there. Next Saturday, Georgia FC at Dalton Stadium welcome UMA FC. Savannah Clovers welcome Kalanji Pro Profile. This Bobcats team will take on Alloy SC. That's going to do it for us here at Silverbacks Park. You've been watching NISA Soccer right here on NISA Plus. It ends Maryland Bobcats 3, Georgia FC 0. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic 4th of July celebration. Enjoy the festivities, and we'll see you next time here on the pitch.